All right. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day out there today. Bitcoin is playing some games with people. It went down and went back up, and now it's coming back down. So it's basically just shaking out a lot of people here. But what I wanted to do for you guys today, give you guys an update, talk about the Fed decision yesterday, and kind of just what's going on here and chill with you guys for a little bit. I am streaming a little bit earlier than I anticipated just because I was supposed to have a haircut right now, but my guy canceled on me. He said he's helping drive a friend somewhere, so I was like, okay, that works for me. I'll push it back till tomorrow. But here with you guys for a little bit before I go over to probably watch the end of the Thursday night football game, and then excuse me, maybe no, I'm gonna go to the gym after that. So happy to see all of you guys in here today. I'm getting used to a new dashboard that YouTube has for their streaming software, so everything is a little bit different on my end, from reading you guys' stuff to tracking the analytics and all of it. So just bear with me there. This is a very confusing one. So happy Solidus, happy to see my man. I'll call you Snakey because I don't know how to pronounce that first word completely correct. But let's get started, everybody. So just as a brief recap of the day, crypto overall was pretty good. Ethereum was down a little bit, but I think overall everything had a pretty decent day. The stock market was all over the place again, but finance was rocking and rolling, and you saw things like health and transportation and stuff like that doing well. Big tech overall, a meh day. Not a terrible day, but just meh. Everything else, for the most part, maybe besides producer manufacturing, had a pretty good day. So I'm happy the overall market was doing great. Now, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, you can't tell looking at the daily charts how much volatility was really there. But if you go over here to the 15-minute chart, there was so much stuff that happened over the last few hours. We basically had a nasty move after we had the Fed announcement come out and Jerome Powell do his press conference. Of course, we knew that was going to happen. We came down from 94,000, let's just say 94,000, all the way down here to 89,000. That's a wild drop that we had, just absolutely wild. And it's what we had happen last time. In fact, the one we had last December, was actually even worse than this. So, you know, we got off a little bit better. As Bitcoin was getting pushed down this morning, though, we found some support and somebody came in and started loading up on Bitcoin here and drove us all the way back up from around $89,000 all the way back up here to $93,500. So this was a very strong move that came out of nowhere, and which I think was an overall good sign. I think people right now are contemplating the Fed saying, hey, no more rate cuts in the immediate future, but hey, we're also going to inject liquidity into the markets. One is good, one is bad, but I think it's better than the news we were expecting. So the market took that as a good sign overall, which I kind of do like, right? Now, how long that lasts with all this bearish momentum, that really remains to be seen, but maybe we'll have some good stuff come out of it. Now, as you can see right here, though, we are seeing some bearishness bringing us back down. I wish there was something I could say like, oh my God, guys, this is it. This is the bottom. This is where we're going. Not even close. These whales are playing some massive games. You can just call Bitcoin playing some games, but I'm just not a fan of it right now. It's pure chaos. It's pure chaos. I will tell you guys though that if you guys have been using the super trend indicator that we've been talking about here, 15-minute charts and whatnot, it's doing okay if you guys can follow the momentum. You can see 2 out of 3 have been working out. 3 out of 4. This one you can say probably didn't work, even though it didn't hit the stop loss. This one didn't work. Nope, that one didn't work. That one worked. That one worked. So if you guys are taking some, random shots here, you guys do have some ability to make some profit, especially if you're using something of a trailing stop loss. So it hasn't been that bad at all. Some of these moves have just been pretty decent overall, or at least over the past few days. And that's the 15-minute chart. If you were to go with something like the hourly chart, you can back test all of that. This one worked for an hour. That's fine. It probably ran up against some resistance. Yes, it did. This one over here, this one worked out for about an hour or so. Only for about an hour on the hourly chart, not the best. There's 2 hours for that one, so this one was a little bit longer. The 4-hour one is okay. There's only been one of those things the last few days though. This one is all the way back in November 25th, so a little bit of a rocky situation here. But yeah, it's been doing all right. But yeah, just a little bit more of a tricky hit sell. I hope that didn't actually do anything. I'm not connected to anything. But there's been some opportunities. They just haven't been blockbuster opportunities. What I wanted to point you to though is we're finally looking for an opportunity for a golden cross between the 50 and the 20 moving averages on the 4-hour chart, crossing above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. We don't rarely see them happen too much, but usually there's a little bit of movement around that time. So we could be looking at Bitcoin trying to have one boost. It doesn't mean we're going to keep on going higher and things like that. Doesn't mean it, but usually we have a little bit of activity around that time, and I think that activity can be fairly good for us. No, not always, but again, last few times there was some activity. So I'm thinking that maybe we try to push up the boundary while we're in this continuation pattern here, waiting for an opportunity to fall down. Instead, we may make our way back up to this next level of resistance in the short term. This is speculation at this point, of course, but if Bitcoin is going to try to make a surge, it'll probably get back up here towards $96,500 before falling back down. If you guys want to play that, you're really not going to be holding more than a couple days, if that at all. The daily chart, still bullish overall, so I think there's just enough momentum for us to try to pop back up. The concern for me right now is, though, every time we get close to this 20-day moving average, you guys already see there's a lot of volatility forming, and we're still very close to that moving average right now. If we can continue to go sideways just long enough, because the momentum is still pretty good on the daily charts, bad on the weekly charts, but stabilizing, you could say, perhaps there's a chance for us to actually break out above the 50 here sometime towards mid to end of December. Mid to end December. The middle of or the ending of December, if that sounds better. And then we can have a larger breakout that brings us back up. Ultimately, it'll still be a bearish move down here. That's my personal feeling right now, unless something drastically changes just because of that monthly chart. But I do like the way we're looking at it, especially if you guys are looking just to buy and you guys don't like to short right now. There's an opportunity brewing for a move. I would say it's probably going to happen next week or so, but it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay, I would say overall. Now, let me pull this back out a little bit more here. On top of that, every time we get close to this 20-month moving average here, it seems like we're trying to bounce. So what I want to do is actually clear the chart very fast. Keep the 20-month on here just long enough for you guys to see what I'm talking about. Maybe go to the 15-minute chart. 1-hour chart. There you go. So we're still trying to bounce off of that. And every time we get pretty close, we typically are getting a rebound in this area. So, you know, it's risky, but I think there's an opportunity for us to make some money if you guys wanted to do a short-term long here. Is it the best type of play? No, it's not even close. Is it aggressive? Yes, it's very, very aggressive. But time frame chart. Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah, just not my favorite. And now Nakamoto dipped to 87. You talking about today? Today only dipped down to what? 89. It looks like right down here, 89. Not terrible, but you can see just because of the news that we had yesterday from the Fed and not cutting any more rates, kind of this hawkish cut that we've been talking about. It wasn't a good day for the markets, and they continued to try to fall down early this morning, but liquidity came into the market a little bit later on through the day, which was good for us. I will say though, right now, the only thing I think keeping the market happy as far as like Bitcoin, not the stock market is looking at a little bit of a different picture right now. The Fed said they're going to be pretty much injecting capital into the markets, injecting liquidity, printing money, whatever, which is good. What that does is it lowers the value of the dollar slightly, which means that Bitcoin versus the dollar will go up, kind of the thing. Now, it's only like $50 billion a month. Maybe they'll add more to it, but it's a signal that the market actually appreciates and it likes. Whether that's good for the U.S. consumer and stuff like that remains to be seen. You know, don't forget America's spending way much more money than we're taking in, so the Fed has to kind of calibrate for that, which makes them puts them in a bad spot. But you know, as of now, you know, not terrible right there. And hey, Vicky, what do you call it? Yep, that's exactly what we were just talking about right there. That's exactly what we're talking about. This one right here, with the shakeout that we kind of got, you can say from high to low. We ran down about 5.5% or around $5,300, but basically focus on the percentage, right? The 5.5%. Back over here after that move. Now, it did take a few days, but we did run down about 15% in those next few days. We did stabilize, go higher, but then there was tariff news and that kind of Boop, 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 boop. Threats and threats and threats. I think this is when the Canadian tariff threat started to hit, right? Because Trump didn't come into office until like back over here. This was all Biden time. I don't know who was running the country back then. It wasn't Biden, but you know what I mean. Whatever the deep state they call it. There we go. But at this point, I'm still bearish overall, but I think there's an opportunity for us to have a little bit of a move that brings us back up higher. It might be maybe one more surge and that's it. That could be it, but nothing too crazy here. Yeah, nothing too crazy, I would say. Nothing too crazy. Let me send a message to a friend. Let's see. Friend just tried to call me, make sure he's good. There you go. Yeah, I think that might be the play here for the short term. If you guys are looking for something bullish, your stop loss could be something around $91,000. You don't have to play this very aggressively at all. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You can already see a clear level of resistance there. It extends from all the way back over here. That next level is really only up to around 96 and what, 96,700 or so. So you'd be risking about, you know, 0.82%. Maybe if you want to go to percent or something, you can around $91,000 for around 4.5%, 5. That's not terrible. Most of you guys, if you're playing this a little bit less aggressively, you might have a stop loss way down here on 90,535, and you're gonna risk it for the biscuit. But I think it could work out here if we get some more good news. What's today? Thursday, so tomorrow, Friday, have a little bit less news. I don't think there's any big data coming out tomorrow though. Let me pop open here. Not Martin Sheen, Market Watch. Wholesale inventories, that's it. Yeah, nothing big. So hopefully the momentum can take us over to the weekend here. So next Tuesday is going to be big, and unemployment reports, that's going to be massive. Hourly wages, yes. Thursday jobless claims and CPI. So next week is going to be a little bit of a roller coaster, and maybe that can kind of move things around as far as interest rate cuts and things of that nature. But right now, you know, momentum should be able to carry us up a little bit higher. Just understand there's a heavy level of resistance here, and that resistance is going to be a pain in the butt to get above. And that's why I'm saying, hey, you guys don't have to do this type of trade. This is something of a higher risk type of play, and nobody likes these higher risk plays, at least right now, especially when everything is still bearish for us. Oh, just rough. Yeah, a form of it. Yeah, so let me see if I can pull up the exact article. The Fed, CNBC had a story about this. I talked about this morning with the members here. Yeah, Fed starts stealth easing. That's why I said kind of. But let me just kind of explain what it is. There you go. The Fed also said it will once again buy Treasury securities with a $40 billion purchase on Friday. The central bank anticipates purchases will remain elevated for a few months and then reduce from there. So, ooh, let's type that. What is that? Well, let's explain more of the story here. No, they don't really have too much, but yeah, think of it like that, yeah. Which overall, that's good for us. The market, I think, liked it as well. You can see the Dow Jones today had a nice day. NASDAQ did okay. SPY did okay. The Dow was the only one that really had a great day, I would say. The Russell, I would say, actually had a pretty good day as well. Just like Bitcoin. Dollar index came down after everything was said, because again, like, remember what I just said a few seconds ago, that we're basically going to be making money less valuable by buying all of this stuff. And what that does is, if the dollar is more valuable, that means technically against the dollar, Bitcoin is more valuable, right? So you're going to see the dollar come down here. Gold moved up a little bit here. Let's Let's see, that's the Bitmine. I'm curious about that one. But it wasn't just cryptocurrency that had that nasty dip in the morning here. I think if I go over to my Robinhood account, this is the high risk portfolio. You can see this morning it dipped down a few percent, then it bounced back up, dipped back down, and then it kind of gradually went higher. I'm up around 1% today. I will take it as a victory. But SEMA was down, Tim was down, Innodata was down, and Soundhound was down. Big Bear Eye was up, Very was up. OSS, I got a message about this. I should buy more of this. I really should, but I'm trying not to dive too much into it. I told you guys $100 a month because that's something realistically, if you paycheck to paycheck, that might be all you can invest, and that's like your drinking budget for the month. So I'm gonna be patient with this for a while. My personal account, I did double down into this, but for this account, a little bit more slow, I suppose. But I got a message. You go to like the last 5 years, we're like at 52-week highs right now. Freaking great. Bought this at a real lucky time here. Really lucky time. But other stuff, you know, like what's the other one I own? Very, that's doing well for me. That one's up 37%. And go the last 5 years. This one's not as good as the other one, right? This one had a lot of issues back in the past. So lots of stuff to focus on, I would say. Like, I think I'm losing money on Innodata right now. This one's down 10%. Last 5 years, still going higher. I'm hoping we can kind of round it back up and have a nicer move, but my hands are off at this point in time because I'm dollar cost averaging. If I keep on dollar cost averaging, technically I shouldn't buy anything until January 12th, if I'm technically doing what I want to do. So that's still a while away. Okay, so the goal for Bitcoin right now, guys, is to try to break out. Momentum is going to make it difficult. If we have some good news, there's a possible spike. If you guys are trying to play that way because you have some short-term daily momentum here, definitely have fun with it. But be careful of the stop loss here, because if you want to trade this, you're most likely going to be doing leverage. If you want to make it a little bit easier, because typically I don't buy at resistance levels like this, so I'm not buying. I just see there's an opportunity for a breakout. I would say you could do a longer term trade here where you buy at 92,183. You have your stop loss pretty much around here at the lowest point you can, around 87,900. From there, you could hope that it goes up in the next few days. But if it doesn't, for whatever reason, why is it doing all that? All right, whatever. If it doesn't, it'll get rejected. It'll come back down, probably continue to make a higher low, and then it'll try to surge later on in the week when the 20 and the 50 are close enough to getting across, right? So I think there's an opportunity for a surge there. But realistically, you might just want to have your stop loss around 87,000, unless you guys just really don't want to take a lot of risk, which is going to be hard in cryptocurrency in the first place. 87,892, or if you just want to be a baller here for a minute because maybe we have a dip, then rip type of effect, you could always move your stop loss down to these previous levels. I don't think that's something I want to do right now. But if I start to see that we are having something of a move where everything's like aligning quite well for me, I will start to do some trades. But if you guys recall, we have that strategy when everything's kind of pointing up right here. You can usually play around with some of the like just basic super trends and stuff like that, and it does work out for you. So for example, here you can see the daily chart. It's been bullish ever since November the 27th. So if I were to go back over here, get rid of this one, go back to this one, excuse me, and I just put a line over here from November the 27th. Yeah, technically it was back over here, but I want to have all of them just so I can show you. And then boom, ba-doom, ba-doo, doo-doo-doo, super trend. The 4-hour charts during this time, nothing really happened there because it happened after. This one worked out, so you're like 1 for 1, and the short actually worked out pretty well there too. But typically I go with the momentum. Only reason you might take that is because the weekly charts are bearish, but I don't want to do that. The 2-hour charts after that worked out. This worked out, but wasn't great. Hit that first level of resistance and it pretty much gave up. And this one right now, we got a bullish one a few hours ago, and we'll see if it continues going higher. This one right here on the hourly chart, that one worked out. This one worked out for an hour. Again, you're just running into big levels of resistance and you have to sell because there's not much oomph to get you there. Then you zoom out, you're like, oh, there's a bunch of resistance there too. This one worked out. That one worked out. That one did not work out here, did not work out. And again, you were at a big level of resistance at that point in time too, which just leave that as it is. But so after that, so far the super trend has been very good. Now, if you go over to 30-minute and stuff like that, it may be a little bit more unreliable. I haven't checked it out too much. This one worked out. It ran up to resistance, so it technically worked out. This one ran up into a resistance, so it technically worked out, even though I might have sold a little bit early. Yeah, I probably would have sold a little bit early. That's just me though, take my profit and run. But that one worked out. This one ground up a little bit, hitting resistance levels. Yeah, this one worked out. 30-minute chart, that one did not. This one did. You know, I guess technically you can say that one did. Whether or not you would have taken the profit before that nasty dip this morning, that's another story. That's why I probably would have bought this, got greedy because I wanted it to go higher, even though this is the big level of resistance, and had my stop loss down here or right here, and just lost it as it came back down. That's kind of how I do it. And this one right here, stop loss right there. Yep, that one worked out. And of course, we wouldn't have taken that one. So the super trend has been working out very well so far. If you guys have been using it, I know my tutorials haven't been probably popping up on your feed that much, but just as a reminder, I do have a few of them. I haven't posted one in about a month here, but like here's one about Bollinger Bands, stochastic RSI, super trends right here. I think I actually have one that's I made a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Day trading strategy. Yeah, here it is. Here's one that's only 8 minutes long. It's called the best super trend strategy for beginners 2025. Let me change that to 2026 now. We're getting that close. A step-by-step tutorial. So there's one right there. People are searching for, but it's like 25 views a day. I know it's not the most impressive, but it works. It's just not a sexy packaging that I gave you guys for it. But that's something going on. Also here, guys. And hey, David, happy to see my man, and Laura, happy to see you as well. Bear market for sure. Yeah, it's just so risky to want to like hop in and do something really aggressive. One of the things I wanted to tell you guys is I've been working with ChatGPT to build some authority, do some stuff as I told you guys before. But I now have how I'm going to do my videos. I kind of worked it out today in my free time. I guess not free time because I was working on this. So I'm going to basically have 4 courses. And the 4 courses at the beginning are going to be Smart Money Concepts, RSI, MACD, and Bollinger Bands, because this is what a lot of people search for, basically. And my brand has always been kind of Smart Money Concepts. That's kind of always what I like to use the most of. And now I'm doing a little bit of Super Trend as well. Super Trend will come afterwards. But if I go over here and I type in this, and you guys go to Smart Money Concepts by Lux Algo, because I use their indicator, you know, you're going to see my video right here. My video right there, my video right there, my video right there. I might have a few more kind of sprinkled in here. There's one of my videos right there. So I got a lot of videos in this space. There's one of mine right there. So I'm going to double down into this and a bunch of other stuff here. My videos are starting to slide on search because I'm just not posting as much. That's partly because my camera is having all these issues the last month or so. That's fixed up now. But I'm basically going to be doing a 90-day sprint where I give you guys 45 videos. When I start this, I'll let you guys know. You guys will just see a video come out. But there's going to be 15 Smart Money Concepts videos, 10 RSI videos, again, breaking down each part and strategies around RSIs, 10 MACD videos, 10 Bollinger Band videos, and then, yeah, let me see. Let me just pull this up on ChatGPT because it didn't save the numbers, and it's driving me nuts because it didn't save the numbers. Let's see. Oh, I just got access to ChatGPT 5.2. Give me a second here. Here we go. So here we go. So smart money concepts, full setup and overview, RSI setup and basics, MACD, smart money concepts, Bollinger Band, smart money concepts, RSI, MACD, and it's going to rotate here. And basically it's going to be a long one. Bollinger 6 squeeze breakout strategy, SMC and tendency, whatever. I'm going to probably change some of these titles, but that's kind of like the overall kind of vibe of what's going to be happening here. So across the 12 video block, I'm going to get 4 smart money, 3 SR, 3 relative strength indexes, 3 MACDs, and 2 Bollinger Bands. All right, and then after I'm done with these, in about 90 days, I'll move on to another 4 that people want to ask about, and I'll try to make as many tutorials about those as I can, which I think will be pretty cool. It's just going to take some time to really hound into that and kind of push it through. And also, I've been doing blitzes of short form content over the last few days, and one of the issues I'm having here is I've been posting a lot because I just need to get them out of the way, and I've been kind of like, look at all these short size stuff to hand do later on. You'll find them here in a second. They're going to be all grayed out. Yeah, they are all that from the Fed yesterday. All these little things and hiccups, right? So I gotta do all that stuff, and I'll post them over the next few weeks. But because I've been doing bulk uploads here, like I upload like 30 videos today, what's happening is it's not notifying anybody when I do my other videos, like streaming or whatever. Like there's not as much of a notification. So I'm gonna slow down on the short form content here and just do 2 a day on that one. But for each of the 2 a day, when I let's say I upload this, I'm not gonna have this button checked that says, publish to subscription feed and notify subscribers. I'm gonna leave that off. That way you guys don't get notified when I do shorts, but you guys get notified if I do long form videos or if I do streams. Because who cares if you guys see a short, right? You guys will see it if you're scrolling. If not, you don't have to go out of your way to go find a short. The short will find you. Let the algorithm do its stuff, right? But yeah, so that's some of the news here for today. I'm gonna call it a day right now. I'm gonna go over and get ready for the gym here, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think tomorrow's gonna be a little bit of a longer stream. I'm gonna try to do a stream in the morning with you guys, and then maybe one in the afternoon. I don't know. I gotta go to the gym tomorrow, so it's gonna be a little bit weird. I'm going to the gym twice a day right now, so it's just a hassle. But I'm thinking maybe when I get back from, I got a call 3. Maybe I'll do a stream around 3:30, not end it around 5:30 if I'm lucky. But no, I'm not going to do any shorts tomorrow, so people will know exactly what time the stream is starting and all that type of stuff. So we'll see how that works out. So thanks for joining me, everybody. This is a quick 30-minute stream, but not really much has changed besides just some of the quantitative easing stuff. Let's see how the market reacts to it. So far, though, there's still opportunities to trade if you guys want to do it, but it's really based around MACDs and momentum building in with the super trend indicators. Thanks.